Provisional diagnosis. So after the examination we come to the provisional diagnosis, and in most of the cases it is either immature cataract, mature cataract, aphakia or pseudophakia. Okay. So then comes the management. As we know that aphakia and pseudophakia are the post-operative condition, that means the patient has been operated. Okay. So we need to rehabilitate the patient. Like in case of pseudophakia, we need to prescribe the correct specs, and also in cases of aphakia. But there is a possibility that we can also consider for secondary IOL in cases of aphakia. That means if there is any possibility, then we can either put a posterior chamber IOL or an anterior chamber IOL or iris claw lens. That means in cases of aphakia, there is a possibility of secondary IOL. That depends on the condition of the posterior capsule and other factors. And in case of immature and mature cataract, the management is surgical. We all know that there is no medical management available for cataract surgery. So the only available treatment is surgery. Now, what is the indication of surgery? When a person should go for cataract surgery? The answer is very simple. If a person is having mature or hypermature cataract, surgery is definitely indicated and should be done as early as possible. It is the case of immature cataract in which the indication of surgery varies. That depends on the requirement of the patient. If a patient is able to perform his daily routine life without any difficulty, then the patient may wait for the cataract to increase. But if a person is having difficulty conducting routine birth, then even in case of immature cataract, surgery is indicated. In case of mature and hypermature cataract, surgery should be done as early as possible. In case of immature cataract, it depends on the requirement of the patient. Now, investigations. There are two types of investigation. One is general investigation related to the fitness of the patient for the surgery, and second, some special investigations which are done before the surgery. In general investigations, it is hemoglobin, blood counts, blood pressure, blood sugar. While in case of special investigations, we need to do three investigations. Number one, tonometry to rule out glaucoma. Number two, syringing to rule out nasoraquemal duct block or dacryocystitis. Number one, tonometry to rule out glaucoma. Number two, syringing to rule out dacryocystitis. And number three is calculation of the IOL power. That means IOL power calculation. The IOL means intraocular lens, the artificial lens which we are going to put inside the patient's eye after removing the cataractous lens. So we need to calculate this power of the IOL, intraocular lens, and it has got two steps. Number one, measurement of the corneal power in diopters, that is done by keratometry. Keratometry is the procedure by which we assess the dioptric power of the cornea. And the second investigation is assessment of the axial length. And axial length is the distance from the cornea to the retina. And the axial length is calculated by a special instrument called A-scan, which is one-dimensional sonography machine, and it has the calculator for calculating the IOL power as well. So A-scan has two functions. Number one, it measures the axial length. Number two, it calculates the power of IOL. So we will put the value of keratometry in the A-scan machine, and axial length is already being calculated by the A-scan machine. Then what will happen? A-scan will be calculating the power of the intraocular lens to be implanted in the eye. Okay. Then comes the surgeries. So in modern days, Two types of the surgeries are very common. Number one, small incision cataract surgery. Small incision cataract surgery. Number two, phacoemulsification surgery. Phacoemulsification surgery. Both of these surgeries are sutureless. Small incision cataract surgery, also called SICS in short, and phacoemulsification, or called phaco surgery, both of them they are sutureless procedure. Then what is the difference? The difference is in the incision size. While in case of small incision cataract surgery, the incision is usually around 5 to 7 millimeter. In case of phacoemulsification, it is 2.2 to 2.8 millimeter. And with this smaller opening of 2.2 to 2.8, we enter the phaco machine's tip into the eye and emulsify the nucleus of the lens. Lens has got two parts, nucleus and the cortex. Nucleus is harder than the cortex. Cortex can be aspirated, but nucleus, either we will have to take it out like in case of small incision cataract surgery, or we will have to emulsify it within the eye as in case of phaco surgery. As we know that the incision in the phaco is smaller, it is smaller than the SICS, it is around 2.2 to 2.8 mm. So this is tiny incision is a benefit, and that is in terms of post operative astigmatism. We understand the astigmatism. So what happens when we are operating the eye? So the power of the cornea in the axis of the incision decreases, which leads to the astigmatism. So the post-operative astigmatism is very less or negligible in cases of phacoemulsification, while it is moderate in case of small incision cataract surgery. One more thing, that is the IOL. Rigid IOL, they are having the diameter of around 5 to 6 mm. So they cannot be put through the opening of 2 to 3 mm, which is made in phaco. So rigid lenses are implanted after the small incision cataract surgery, and foldable lenses are made. So these foldable lenses, they are introduced through the 2 to 3 millimeter opening in case of phacoemulsification, and then they unfold inside the eye. So foldable lenses are used in case of phacoemulsification, while rigid or non-foldable lenses are usually used in small incision cataract surgery. So these are the modern surgeries which are done. But if we go to the history, there are two more types of the operations which we should know. One is ICCE and another is ECCE. ICCE, ECCE, intracapsular cataract extraction and extracapsular cataract extraction. In the intracapsular cataract extraction, we are removing the lens with its capsule, while in case of extracapsular cataract extraction, we are leaving the posterior capsule of the lens, and the fornix part of the capsule is left. Only the anterior part of the capsule, that is the anterior capsule, is removed, and the remaining capsule gives the support for the IOL or the artificial lens to be implanted. In case of ICCE, we cannot implant a PC IOL, that means posterior chamber intraocular lens. Okay. Now in conventional ECCE, if we go by the theory, so ECCE, conventional ECCE, small incision cataract surgery and phaco surgery, these all are the type of ECCE, because we are leaving the posterior capsule in all these surgeries. So when we say ECCE, it usually means conventional ECCE, in which we were making the Corneoscleral incision at the limbus and suture were being applied. So in conventional ECC, sutures are applied. So the difference between the ECCE and SICS is that of sutures. ECC, conventional ECC is a surgery with suture, while the SICS and FEBU, no sutures are used. I hope you understand. Thank you.